It's about damn time that Marvel starts embracing darker storylines. So I saw Logan today, and this goes to show that movies about superheroes can be rated R and be good. Deadpool started this craze. Deadpool was the first movie to really make an R-rated comic movie and make it as successful as it was. Now, was it the first one? Obviously, no. The Punisher with Thomas Jane came before that, and before that, Blade with Wesley Snipes came before that. But Logan is continuing that trend. Logan's continuing that trend of showing that Marvel can embrace dark movies. DC's been doing it for years. They have been showing that with the Dark Knight trilogy and with Man of Steel, they show that you can make an R-rated movie, and it wasn't necessarily an R-rated movie, a dark storyline, and make it good. And that's what I like about Logan, is that it shows that Marvel can be dark and be good. Because this movie is a hard R. There's a lot of cussing. There's a lot of gore. You see people getting their arms chopped off, their legs were chopped off. You see people getting their heads blown off. It's a gory movie, but it's not gore for the sake of being gory. It's showing just how rough and visceral the Wolverine character can be. And of course, yes, he's played by Hugh Jackman, who's gonna be known as Wolverine forever. He's never going to escape this role, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not like Daniel Radcliffe not being able to escape Harry Potter, or Kristen Stewart / Robert Pattinson being able to escape Twilight. He's going to be remembered as the Wolverine, and it's like, the best comparison I could think of is if it's like Robert Englund, who played Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. He played that for almost all the movies except for one, and it just didn't feel the same. I feel it's going to be the same way with Hugh Jackman. If any other person plays Wolverine, it just will not be the same. Now, what else I like about this movie besides, how dark it was and how visceral it was the storyline was pretty good. The story was great. Patrick Stewart's in it. He plays Charles Xavier, who's suffering from a degenerative brain disease, so he's not really able to control his psychic powers anymore. The villain, Donald Pierce, is awesome. I love the villain in this movie. The villain was really, really interesting to watch. He was a smarmy, kind of slick, smooth-talking kind of guy. And surprisingly, one person I didn't realize who it was, I didn't recognize him, Stephen Merchant's in this movie. Yeah, Stephen Merchant. For all you video game guys out there, it's the guy that voiced Wheatley from Portal 2. And Stephen Merchant also he's done other stuff. He's a British comedian. He's a funny guy. And again, I was like, that's Stephen Merchant? And then I really looked at him like, okay, it is Stephen Merchant. How about that? Wolverine, he's kind of in the storyline where almost all mutants are wiped out, except for himself and a few others, and they have to go into hiding because it says that they can't exist anymore. They're not allowed to exist. He comes across this woman who gives him this child who seems mysterious, and if the trailer set shows, she's a lot like Wolverine. But how is that possible? Well, the movie explains it. And there are a lot of times where I thought there were plot holes in this, but they later go and explain it. And one thing that people are doing with this movie is they're comparing it to The Dark Knight. Is this The Dark Knight? To me, no, it's not The Dark Knight. It's not on the same level as The Dark Knight. Probably because I am more biased towards Batman and DC, because Batman's my favorite superhero out of everyone. Batman's my favorite, so I'm a little more partial to DC, but it's still probably one of the best Marvel movies. I would say it's better than the Avengers, better than a lot of them. I mean, I think this is like better than the Civil War. I really do think that. It was awesome. I wasn't like blown away by it, but this is a very well put together movie. You take the whole aspect out of this movie being an X-Men movie, not necessarily an X-Men movie, but a Wolverine movie, and you can really see that. You can see that this movie doesn't have to necessarily rely on it being a superhero movie in order for it to be good. It's a good movie, period. It doesn't have to rely on the fact that it's a Marvel property. Just like The Dark Knight didn't have to rely on it, this movie didn't rely on it either. Like I said, it's not on par with The Dark Knight, but it's pretty damn close. I wouldn't say it's the best superhero movie ever. I still think that belongs to The Dark Knight, but this is like in the top 5 easily in the top 5. I would definitely recommend this to any comic book fan. This movie gets a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. Like I said, it's still pretty good, but I mean, there's some parts of it that I really didn't agree with, and there's some things that I was thinking, I'm like, why didn't he just do that? Like, there are some decisions I were kind of questioning in this movie, but it's an overall very good experience. I recommend this movie. If you're not just if you're a Marvel fan, if you're a comic book fan in general, if you're a comic book movie fan, you will love this movie. If you are a comic book movie fan, you'll like this. I don't see how anyone could dislike this movie. It's awesome. Go see it. Alright, thank you everyone for watching my review. If you want to see my last one, it's right over here. If you want to click and subscribe, click the button right down below. I post videos at least once a week, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!